10 differences in freedom between the UK and USA you'll notice fast. Freedom is not always about big headlines or dramatic moments. Sometimes it shows up in the little choices people make every day without even thinking about them. Spend enough time in both the United Kingdom and the United States, and certain differences become impossible to miss. Some freedoms feel practical, others feel cultural. A few might completely change how you experience daily life. By the time we reach number 1, you'll see why many travellers notice these differences almost immediately. Welcome to 10 differences in freedom between the UK and USA you'll notice fast. 10. Freedom to get around without always driving. One of the first differences many visitors notice is how often people in parts of the UK can travel without needing a car. In many British cities and larger towns, trains, buses, trams, and local rail services connect neighbourhoods, workplaces, and shopping areas. A person might leave home, catch a train, walk through a town centre, and return home without ever getting behind the wheel. That does not mean every part of Britain is easy to navigate without a car. Rural communities can still depend heavily on driving. However, in many populated areas, people often have more transportation options available. In the United States, public transportation exists in many major cities, but outside those areas, daily life often relies more heavily on personal vehicles. For visitors, that difference can feel noticeable almost immediately, and once people start thinking about time spent travelling, another freedom quickly comes into focus. 9. Freedom to take guaranteed paid time off. Time away from work can feel like one of life's most valuable freedoms. In the UK, workers are legally entitled to paid annual leave. While employers may offer more, there is a minimum entitlement built into employment law. Imagine planning a summer holiday months in advance, knowing paid leave is part of the normal working experience. The United States operates differently. There is no federal requirement for employers to provide paid vacation time, although many employers voluntarily offer it. Of course, benefits vary widely from company to company in both countries. Some American workers receive generous vacation packages, while some British workers receive more than the legal minimum. Still, many visitors quickly notice that paid time off is treated differently, and that leads naturally to another freedom many people value. 8. Freedom to explore countryside footpaths. Few things surprise visitors more than Britain's network of public footpaths. Across England and Wales, thousands of public rights-of-way allow people to walk along designated routes through fields, woodlands, and rural landscapes. Picture yourself following a narrow trail through green hills, passing stone walls, streams, and open farmland while remaining on a recognised public path. For many visitors, especially those unfamiliar with the system, it feels remarkable. The United States offers extraordinary hiking opportunities, national parks, and public lands. However, the UK's extensive network of public rights-of-way creates a different experience that many travellers notice right away. The result is a unique sense of access to nature. And speaking of access, the next freedom appears every time people go shopping. 7. Freedom from unexpected checkout prices. Most people like knowing exactly what they are about to spend. In the UK, the advertised price of most goods already includes applicable taxes. The price displayed on the shelf is usually the amount customers pay at checkout. A shopper can pick up a coffee maker, a pair of shoes, or a book and know the final cost before reaching the cashier. In the United States, sales taxes are commonly added during checkout, and rates can vary by state, county, and city. For Americans, this is completely normal. For visitors, however, it can feel unusual at first. It may sound like a small detail, but after a few shopping trips, many travellers find themselves appreciating the simplicity of seeing the final price up front. and the next difference can feel even more significant. 6. Freedom from thinking about immediate payment during many medical visits. Healthcare is one of the most discussed differences between the UK and USA. In the United Kingdom, many healthcare services are provided through the NHS. For many residents, routine doctor visits and hospital care do not involve immediate payment at the point of service. The freedom many people describe is not necessarily financial. It is often psychological. Imagine feeling unwell and focusing entirely on seeing a doctor rather than reaching for a wallet before an appointment. Healthcare systems are complex, and both countries have strengths and challenges. Private healthcare also exists in the UK, and insurance arrangements vary across the United States. Still, many visitors quickly notice the different experience surrounding routine medical care. And halfway through our list, another fascinating contrast appears. 5. Freedom to encounter history in everyday life. History often feels unusually visible in Britain. In many towns and cities, centuries-old buildings remain part of everyday life. People may pass historic churches, traditional marketplaces, or buildings that have stood for hundreds of years while simply running errands. A morning walk might include streets lined with architecture older than many countries. The United States also has important historic sites and landmarks. However, because Britain has a particularly high concentration of older buildings and preserved heritage sites, many visitors notice history appearing more frequently in daily surroundings. It creates a unique atmosphere that many travellers remember long after they leave. And the next difference is something people experience almost every day. 4. Freedom to walk to everyday services. Walking remains a major part of life in many British communities. Many towns and cities developed before automobiles became widespread, which often means homes, shops, cafes, pharmacies, and services are located relatively close together. Someone might leave home, collect groceries, stop at a bakery, grab a coffee, and return without needing a car. Of course, this varies significantly across both countries. Many American neighbourhoods are highly walkable, while some British communities rely heavily on driving. Even so, many visitors notice that walking plays a larger role in everyday life across many parts of the UK. That simple ability to complete daily tasks on foot can feel surprisingly liberating. And now we move toward one of the most noticeable differences of all. 3. Freedom to enjoy public green spaces close to home. Access to green space can have a huge impact on quality of life. Across the UK, many towns and cities include public parks, commons, riverside paths, and open recreational areas that are freely accessible. Picture families relaxing on a grassy lawn, runners circling tree-lined paths, and friends meeting in a neighbourhood park after work. The United States also has outstanding parks at local, state, and national levels. However, many visitors are surprised by how frequently public green spaces appear within densely populated British communities. For many people, having nature close by creates a feeling of balance and freedom that becomes part of everyday life. But our next difference affects how people explore an entire country. 2. Freedom to visit multiple regions easily. Britain's smaller geographic size creates opportunities that many visitors find surprising. A resident can often travel between different cities or regions within a relatively short period of time compared with journeys that may be required in larger countries. Someone might spend the morning in one city, the afternoon in another region, and still return home the same day. The United States offers incredible diversity across its vast landscape, but covering large distances often requires more travel time. Many visitors enjoy the flexibility that comes with being able to explore different parts of the UK without undertaking lengthy journeys. That feeling of accessibility makes spontaneous travel easier. And now we arrive at number 1. 1. Freedom to prioritize personal time. The biggest difference many visitors notice is not a law or a transport system. It is often a lifestyle habit. Many people who spend time in both countries observe a different approach to personal time, holidays, and leisure activities. In the UK, taking annual leave, enjoying weekends, meeting friends, and setting aside time for hobbies are often viewed as important parts of everyday life. Picture a sunny evening in a local pub garden, friends chatting for hours, and nobody appearing in a rush to leave. This does not mean people in Britain work less, or that Americans do not value leisure time. Experiences vary greatly between individuals, industries, and regions. However, many visitors report noticing a different work-life rhythm, particularly regarding holidays and personal downtime. For some, that feeling of having time reserved for life outside work becomes the most memorable difference of all. Freedom means different things to different people. Sometimes it is the freedom to walk to the shops, explore countryside footpaths, visit multiple regions in a weekend, or enjoy guaranteed time off work. Those everyday experiences help explain why 10 differences in freedom between the UK and USA, you'll notice fast, continues to spark conversation among travellers. If you enjoyed 10 differences in freedom between the UK and USA, you'll notice fast. There are many more fascinating UK versus USA cultural differences waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell.